Hello, and welcome to a brand new Talkthrough with me, the Jonin Monkey.
And me, Sven the Crusader. It feels like forever since I've done one of these intros.
Yeah, sorry about the endless delays, but...
Yeah, there were... Holy crap, that's loud. There were technical difficulties.
Yeah. Well, as you can probably see, this Talkthrough is of a... it's part of a HD collection that was re-released for the PlayStation 3 recently, known as Tales of Symphonia Chronicles. And as part of that, we are playing the first game of that collection, Tales of Symphonia, originally released for the GameCube, and the first ever RPG I ever played, and also one of my personal favorite RPGs of all time.
Yep. And also a game I played whenever I was 13 years old. Just for reference, I'm 22 now.
Aww.
It's a good way to feel a man... it's a good way to feel a man make old. What? I guess I must be tired. It's a good way to make a man feel old.
Well. And the Tales series are a long-running series of JRPGs, and one of their traditions is having this big anime opening with their own J-pop song to go with it. And when it was originally released on the GameCube, it was replaced with orchestra, which matched the music pretty well, but I do admit I have a soft spot for this song, even if the timing's not quite right. And me and Sven are hearing a slightly deeper version due to copyright reasons, although oddly enough it actually sounds good with a deeper voice.
Yeah, it's funny how that works out sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I do agree with you. I much prefer this to the orchestra. There's just something... There's something appealingly cheesy about J-pop openings.
Yeah. And the song itself also does kind of match the theme of the story. I mean, without spoiling anything, it's basically someone saying, I guess it's saying someone reminiscing, saying that the promise you made to me long ago lives on in my heart, and time has moved on since that day. So,
yeah, I can make the connection.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything else because that will spoil the entire game, but...
Yeah, this is big foreshadowing. Yeah, as you can see here, it's a very whimsical adventure, and it's also a long, complicated plot. So, unlike stuff like, say, Jungle Climber, we'll be here for a while. But it's a fun, charming adventure, and it also has like great characters and themes we can analyze later on. It also has loads of goofy moments which we can laugh at. So, honestly, it's the perfect game to commentate over, frankly.
Yes. There is plenty of room for snarky commentary in Tales of Symphonia.
Oh dear, so here we are with the big title screen. I should also mention that Tales of Symphonia was also released on the PlayStation 2, but that was only in Japan. And the only reason I mentioned it at all is because a lot of the extra content that was added onto the PlayStation 2 version, such as minor changes like the red titles, in the original was blue, has been carried over to this version.
Huh. You know, I never really looked much into the console differences. I really didn't have much need to, because the PlayStation 2 version was never released outside of Japan, and I was content with my GameCube version, which has long since disappeared.
Yeah. Basically, the short of it is if you've played the GameCube version before, then you will expect to see some new things, especially since as you kind of saw in some of the messages that flew past, we got an extra special bonus for playing this game for the first time, but I'll explain more on that later.
For now, let's just listen to the absolutely amazing animation narration by Cam Clark.
Yes. I should also mention that this game, I don't know about Sven, but this game also sparked my interest in voice actors, so prepare to hear us gush over the voice acting of the people involved, especially Cam Clark, who you may remember from, I'm trying to remember some of the roles. He's mostly famous for playing Liquid Snake, but if you're a child of the 80s, he also did the voices for Dogtanian and Leonardo.
And if you're a child of the 90s, like I was, he was also the voice of Simba and the Lion King, too.
Nice.
But yeah, I know what you mean about this game sparking an interest in voice acting. Like, later on, Crispin Freeman has a role, and he was literally this role was literally the first role of his that I ever encountered, so whenever I saw his name in the credits of Final Fantasy Advent Children, I was like, wait, Kristen Freeman? Also, yeah. Also, yeah, eraser to the face. Sorry, I kind of talked over the amusing intro.
Fair enough.
Professor Rain, is class over?
And we're going to get a large amount of exposition here, but hey, if there's one good place to learn about the context of this world, it's a school.
Yes, Rain.
It is true. At least it does give a viable excuse for exposition.
Yeah. In this case, the basis of this legend is that the world they're in is being slowly in decline and under the oppression of an evil race known as Desires. But eventually, a chosen one is going to come and save the day.
When the seal weakens, the Desires reappear, just like they have now.
I will make some minor notices. I will make a minor notice here. The camera angles as well have been slightly changed in certain scenes, and this opening scene is a very clear example of that, as a lot of the camera, like in this shot, the camera was more directly on Colette here, who, by the way, is the chosen one, and a lot of the pans were very, very slow, so it's kind of good that they sped it up here and made, I guess you could say, the cinematography more organic.
Yeah. I do remember the original opening being slightly slow-paced, so this is an improvement.
Yeah. And, yeah, I know the whole story of the Chosen One is kind of cliche. I will be honest, the opening is kind of slow to get going, but, there are plenty of... but I promise you it does get really good later on, and it's still enjoyable nevertheless.
Yeah, otherwise we wouldn't be here talking about it.
Oh, yes.
What was that?
That's...
Speaking of which, time for the plot to kick in.
Yes, that's the plot. That is the sound of the plot driving, Colette. Glad you noticed it.
Yeah, that Light of the Oracle hails the time when Colette is supposed to become the Chosen One officially, as opposed to just training.
Wait here with everyone else.
Pretty much.
And
Yes, ma'am.
And it's now time for us to take control of Lloyd, who's the main character. And he does do other things besides taking erasers to the face.
Yes, like wear inexplicable swooshy scarves.
Oh, you can't go wrong with a badass scarf like that.
It is true. Also, I don't know why, but that hole always bothers me. Like, I could never stop thinking at the start of this game, how the hell did that hole get there?
Oh, we'll find out in a second, trust me. But,
it's been so long that it's like I'm playing this game for the first time.
Well, since you're playing the game for the first time, we can now explain this little thing. You'll see this mechanic where, you'll get options for the story. It may seem like it's completely pointless, but it's not. There's a subsystem going on called the affection system. Now that choice there, you can either make Genus like you or dislike you by, well, maybe not dislike you, but get slightly annoyed of you, depending on which option you take. And of course, the story kind of carries on regardless of what you do, but it will affect certain elements later in the game. And in this case, we decided to not sit and wait in the classroom, but charge out to see what's going on with the Oracle.
Because that, let's be honest, is entirely 100% within Lloyd's character.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Also, one might even say that this was the prototype for Dragon Age's approval system.
Yep. And we'll get to see more of these characters interacting with the skit, which we'll show off later, but for now, we are going to answer Sven's curiosity. How the hell did the hole get there?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Colette's kind of a klutz.
Yeah.
And
the title of klutz.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Yeah, they're going to show off. Throughout the game, you can pick up additional titles for the characters. They're not exactly level boosts, but they do two things. One, they affect how your character grows when they level up. So Colette will gain a bonus to particular stats because of her title of Klutz. The second option, which I'm about to show off, is that they also can display character costumes, and Lloyd is now dressed as Guy from Tales of the Abyss.
Holy crap! I did not know that was one of the beginning features.
No, that's the bonus for the PlayStation 3 version.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. I never remember that happening in the original. Well, obviously, the original was released 2 years before Tales of the Abyss. What am I on?
And we also get these skits. We'll be seeing plenty of those throughout the game. Basically, these are kind of fun additional chats. You can ignore them for the most part. It's mostly character building stuff, which can either be really funny scenes or they're reflecting on certain plot points. And they vary from kind of pointless to amusing to actually really interesting. So we'll be commenting on them as they pop up.
Indeed.
I should also mention that, again, differences between GameCube version and the PlayStation versions is that the skits are a little bit more animated as well, so the images move around and get bigger and smaller in reaction to certain lines, as opposed to just switching mugshots.
Oh, hey, so they followed the sequels example in this.
Pretty much, yeah. And so, Frank, Colette's father here, he's basically giving us the summary that the Desires have now, for some reason, invaded the village and are basically looking for Colette. So, after we go to the temple to fight them, I guess.
Yep, pretty much. Once again, that is the sound you hear is the sound of the plot driving.
Yep. And we are going to move firmly away from it, actually, because there are one or two things I want to show off. First, if you go down to the south here, you will see a little shop, which is over there. There we go. Past me. Go in. Don't be shy. And it's called Halo. Make your references and jokes, blah blah blah.
Well, once we buy presumably healing items from Master Chief here.
Yeah. We're gonna buy some healing items and a magic lens, which you get like one of each healing item at the start, and you can boost it up. You can boost up your collection here, but although you don't really have that much gold, but it's good to get some extra items in. And magic lens also comes in happy because it's the comes in handy. Because it's the one item they don't give you at the start of the game, and it can be useful for certain events.
Yeah.
Also, this is a memory circle. This is where you save, and please go there. Don't do what I did when I first bought this game, which was rush to the temple, completely miss the memory circle, die on the upcoming boss, and then repeat the pattern continuously until I finally realized it was there.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so even Cam Clark's epic narration got kind of grating after I heard it 3 times in a row.
In other words, cannon fodder.
Yeah, this is the battle system. It kind of went by pretty quickly, but don't worry, there'll be more monsters where he came from. Basically, the combat system, it's not turn-based. If I could describe it, it's Super Smash Bros. Work with stats, because it works in exactly the same way. Regular attacks are the A button, and you can get different attacks with the joystick, and special moves are the B button, or that was the GameCube controls anyway. This time round, it's X regular attacks, circle special moves, and you get the only slight difference is these special moves. You gain different techniques as you level up, and they use what's called TP, which you can regain by using normal attacks on the monsters.
Pretty much.
So, the basic idea is to do a combo with a normal attack and finish with a special, so that way you can at least keep your basic TP up. And you can use the R trigger to select your enemy. And that is a good starting move because you can also use it as a long attack for the close range. That's cool looking. And the Ghost of Goblins are dead. That was a terrible pun, I apologise. I don't think it was a good pun.
That went right over my head, too.
It was more like a terrible, awkwardly placed reference.
Yeah. To a game I've never played, thus explaining why I didn't get the reference.
Oh dear. Also, plot point Lloyd comic note, which I ended up talking over, which you should probably remember. Lloyd, the reason why he's stronger than the average kid is because he has a special device known as an X-Spear. That basically, past me, why are you waiting there? Oh, never mind. Anyway, the X-Spear basically enhances his normal strength, so he's kind of a basic superhuman at this stage, which is the reason why we are entrusting a teenager to fight loads of monsters.
For once, teenagers taking over the plot makes sense. Kind
of. Sort of.
Doesn't change the fact that we're still dealing with... How old was Lloyd again? 16?
Something like that, or he's 17, I think.
Yeah, still doesn't change the fact that we are dealing with a teenager as a protagonist again, but, you know.
Yeah, at least he slowly grows up over this adventure. What am I saying? Oh yeah, I'm also demonstrating that you can also save in the overworld as opposed to the memory circle, so if you're desperately looking for a place to save, that's an option spot.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. Funny thing about that, I did what you did with the memory circle, with the save points outside of in the world map. I didn't know they existed.
Yeah.
You can imagine the pain that spelled for me.
Aww. Regarding battles, as this talk-through goes on, I will only be showing battles if A, we see a new type of enemy, B, they're required for the plot, or C, if the characters learn any new techniques or get any funny end quotes at the end.
Yeah, we've learned from our mistakes showing all the battles in the Fire Emblem talkthroughs.
Oh god, yeah. Also, this also gives each other show of the items. Apple gems heal health, or at least a small amount of it. I'm learning this the hard way because the enemies are much stronger than I remember. And life bottles are essentially your Phoenix down so that they can revive a character when they've lost all their HP. But yeah, I do not remember the enemies being this strong, although I haven't played this game for a while, at least not without experience bonuses, so put up with me, because whilst I do play the game fairly well, let's just say that's not the last time you see a character go face first into the floor. Whilst this part has been a lot of exposition, things are about to get more interesting when we've entered the temple. So now that we've explained the mechanics, we can push onward in the next part. I've been the Jonin Monkey.
And I've been Sven the Crusader. I'm not sure how to close this game off. Bye, guys.